You want to be productive. You want to have your to-do list checked out in a day. Then prioritize rest. Have enough rest. Have enough sleep. I cannot emphasize on this enough. Now, there are different lies around productivity that I have heard. This doesn't have to relate with you as a person, because I think for people to be able to be productive, people are going to relate with it differently. It's relative to different people. But there are lies and myths I have heard about productivity, which I've come to share with you in today's video. At least the ones that do not work for me, so I can share with you. But if they work for you, if they are good for you, then by all means keep on going with it. But sometimes I think it's just unrealistic. Now, the first lie that I've heard people say a lot is that you need to have a specific amount of sleep in order to be productive. I've heard people say this a lot. Now, sleep means different things for different people. I don't know how to put it, but there are people that would sleep 5 hours and they are okay with it. They will just go about their day and do what they need to do. But there are those other people that are going to sleep for 5 hours and they feel like they haven't had enough sleep. Like they won't even put a pen on their to-do list the next day because they won't have anything done. And there are other people that if they have 5 hours of sleep, then they've overslept. People sleep differently, right? But there are talks I feel like it's just so unrealistic. For instance, people say a lot that you need to have just 3 hours of sleep to be productive. I've heard this a lot. You need to have just 3 hours of sleep. Like if you sleep for only 3 hours, you're going to be productive the next day. Like you'll have a lot checked out on your to-do list. Now, these same people also have the mindset that if you exceed that 3 hours, like for instance, if you sleep for 7 hours or 8 hours, they see you as very lazy and very mediocre, like you don't have things going for you in your life, that you are just there and people are going to overtake you in life and you won't have anything done. Like you won't do anything. You're just going to be lazy. But I feel like that, I know it's not true, and this talk has affected me in the past. When I was just starting out on my self-discovery journey and I wanted to be productive on a lot of things, like do a lot of things. I was in school at the time. This talk made me feel like I was less of a human, so I need to sleep for only 3 hours or maximum 5 hours in order to get a lot of things done. So I was sleeping for 5 hours. When I wake up in the morning or when I go to school, I'll start feeling foggy and tired, and when I get to school, instead of me to focus on schoolwork, I'm going to start sleeping in class, in school. And I'll start feeling embarrassed when, the lecturer points out to me and tells me, tries to wake me up, or why are you sleeping? It affected me badly because I wasn't too self-confident and I wasn't self-aware. I didn't know how my body reacts to those kind of things. Well, now I know because of those days. Now I know, but then I didn't do so well in school, so it was as a result of that. But that was one of the biggest reasons why I didn't do so well in school at the time I was starting out on my self-discovery journey. So this thing can affect a lot of people. It can affect a lot of people's self-esteem because most times these people that say these things are maybe leaders in some kind of organization. So when you speak, people would most definitely listen to what you are saying. So it can affect a lot of people that are not yet self-confident in themselves. Now, I think that what this talk benefits those people that that do manual work. For us that are in the creative space, this kind of talk does not benefit us at all. For us to be able to be productive in the creative space and create good things, good content, then you need to have good rest. You need to rest, you need to sleep well in order to be productive and creative, because you are reading a lot, right? You don't want to be sleeping while reading and miss out on what you need to do. You don't want to while creating written content or video content, you're not focusing well on what you're supposed to do because you're feeling sleepy. So it benefits those in manual work better than it benefits us in the creative space. But still, I think it's not healthy, even for those in the manual work, like people that do bricklaying jobs and plumber jobs. Those jobs are not bad, by the way, but I don't think it's still unhealthy for you not to have good sleep and then come to this kind of work where you're going to be in action all the time. You're going to be moving from one place to the other. You need to have good rest. You need to have good sleep. So for you to be productive, you need to rest. You need to sleep. Please, whenever you find time to sleep, please sleep. If you know you need to have good 8 hours of sleep before you can wake up to be productive on what you need to do, then please, by all means, have that 8 hours of sleep and sleep. I understand. Look, I'm a Christian, and I understand that sleep is of the flesh. You need to and you need to do away with the flesh in order to build your spirit and build muscle in the spirit. But we are still humans, right? And we need to sleep. Even Jesus slept. We need to sleep in order to be productive. Nobody said that if you sleep, you're going to go to hell. So you need to sleep and be good, quite alright. But if you have time to pray as a Christian, then please, by all means, pray. If you need to pray at night, then pray. But then also sleep in order to have the strength to pray next time. Another lie I've heard about this productivity thing is if you sit still, then you are wasting time and you are not productive. Like if you sit like I'm sitting now and not doing anything, maybe just thinking, or you're just lying down, not sleeping, you're just lying down and passing out time, then you are wasting time. Who told you? Who told you that we are wasting time by just sitting down? Look, I need to regain energy, right? Maybe for instance, as a creative, I've worked out my brain. I've thought about different things for the day, and I've been working. Now I don't feel sleepy, quite alright, but I'm just sitting down, maybe to rest and stare at the sky, stare at the ceiling, and be lost in my thoughts. I'm wasting time? No, I ain't wasting time. I'm regaining my energy, and trust me, by the time I get up to go back into my creative space and do what I need to do, I'm going to flow. I'm going to flow endlessly. Like it's just going to flow. I'll be able to walk through my day and I'll be very, very productive. I think all this boils down to self-awareness. When you are self-aware, when you know yourself, you know your body system, you are so in touch with yourself. You know you more than, and you know you, then you won't be moved by all these productivity preachers when they say things that are so unrealistic. So when you are resting, you're not necessarily sleeping, you're just resting. You are not wasting time. You are regaining energy, or the energy lost in the work process of before. You are regaining that energy back in order to flow endlessly when you get back into that work process and you're trying to flow. If you don't take anything home from this video, then what I'm about to say, please let it stick with you. Rest is part of productivity. Rest is part of productivity. You need to rest in order to be productive. I don't think I will ever see anybody who doesn't rest that is productive, who does not rest that is creative. You need to rest. Let nobody make you feel like if you're just sitting down or sleeping or doing something that you need to do, then you are not productive at all. Let nobody make you feel like that, honey. You are productive when resting. But the cheat code here is, after resting, please get up and go about your day and do your work, do what you need to do. But rest. But then when you're done resting, go and do what you need to do so that you can, check out your to-do list and check out your goals and your visions and your vision board and all of that good stuff. Now the last lie oh my god, the last one that I've heard a lot of people say. Now the thing is, I don't think I've heard people say this on YouTube, like other creators preaching this. These are just people I've met in my life, so it's not really, I don't think it's really a thing. I think it's people that I don't even do anything that are always saying this kind of stuff. So people I've met, the first one was my leader in church. The second one are just normal things that I see in my everyday life. Maybe when you're sitting down and maybe people that are responsible for you come over to say, why are you sitting down? Have you washed the place? Have you cleaned the house? Have you done this? Like, they don't see sitting down as something you should be doing. They feel like you need to be up and always doing something before they can think that you are doing something. So that is why it's in my list today. Then the third one now is, you have to work the whole 16 hours before you can say that you have been productive. Now we all know that we have 24 hours in a day, And if we maybe sleep for 8 hours, the remaining hour is 16 hours, right? So I've seen people think that you need to work the whole of the 16 hours before you can say that you have been productive. This lie is eating a lot of people up. So many people that have the capacity to just work for maybe 2 hours, if they don't work for 16 hours, they will start feeling like they've not done anything in the day. And the thing is, I admire those people that can work for that amount. There are people that can actually work for that amount of time. Like I've heard people say this on YouTube, like the very popular Andrew Tate. His brother said that he works for 16 hours. So sometimes I think of it, what time does he have to, play and have fun and also rest? Everything will be inside that the remaining 8 hours. Okay, well, I've also heard people say Beyonce works for 16 hours. Good and fine. That's why they're having the result that they have. Even the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, he said he works for more than 16 hours. Like sometimes he has just 1 hour to sleep in 24 hours, and he's 50 something. That's none of my business. They said he sleeps for about 2 hours and 3 hours, and the rest of the hours he has in his day he uses it to work. Good for him. That's why he's the richest man in the world. But if you have the capacity to work for only 2 hours, my sister and my brother, please work for that 2 hours and know that you have been productive. Set realistic goals for your day. Work for your 2 hours and check out those goals. My sister, my brother, you've been productive and you are successful because you have checked out your to-do list. And if you do this every single day in this year, every single day in the month, every single day, you are closer and closer and getting closer to your dream, to your visions. You are getting closer there. So if you can work for 2 hours in a day, please work for that 2 hours and you have been productive. For one, I just wish that God gave me the capacity to work for 5 hours. You sleep for 8 hours, you work for 5 hours. The remaining 11 hours in your day, you can use it to do whatever you want to do. Maybe play, just sleep, rest, press your phone, scroll on social media. But 5 hours, sometimes I wish that God gave me that capacity to work for 5 hours, and I know I can build it. So I'm working towards there because I want to be able to work for 5 hours in a day or more. Than I have a lot of things on my head that needs to come to life, so I need to be able to work for that 5 hours. I'm building that capacity right now. But if you have the capacity to just work for 2 hours, maybe you can work for there are people that can't even work for an hour straight. So sometimes you can break it and work for 15 minutes, work for 30 minutes, and you've been productive. But if you also want, like me, if you want to scale up your working capacity and be able to work for a longer period of time, then be about that journey right now. If you for instance, you have the goal of working for 5 hours non-stop and you're not going to be tired before the end of this year, you have that goal, and right now you can only work for 1 hour. So this month, focus on working for that 1 hour. Next month, you can add 10 minutes to that 1 hour and focus on working for 1 hour, 10 minutes. In the next month, in the second month, you can put up maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Just grow it from there, and with time, you will see that you can be able to work for 5 hours. That's what I'm currently doing, and it's been helping. I'm a lot more focused now. Sometimes I realize that why I'm not that focused is because I lose attention so quickly. So I'm trying to, put my attention in the things I'm doing and not to get up until my task is done. So I'm building that capacity right now. But if you can work for 2 hours or 3 hours, then please, by all means, do so. Check out your to-do list and you have been productive for that day. Don't believe the lies that people tell you in the name of trying to help you. When I was in school that year, they'll be like, you have 16 hours in a day, read this subject, read that subject, in one day. Read, just continue reading, and you're, oh my god, if I read for 1 hour, that thing I read is what is going to stick in my brain. If I exceed that 1 hour, whatever I'm doing, I'm just playing myself. So I need to go back to sleep and wake up and read again. So that is all for this video. Be productive by all means, but be self-aware too, to know how you can be productive, to know the one that works best for you. read productivity books. I read productivity books all the time. The Atomic Habits, Self-Discipline, No Excuses by Brian Tracy. So many productivity books. The Miracle Morning. Read it and you'll know how to build your productivity from there. And have good rest, please. Have good sleep. As a creative like me, if you draw, you write, you sing, you use your brain a lot in your creative space and in your workspace, please by all means rest. Rest is part of productivity. I'm going to leave you at this point. So I didn't even wait, I did not even introduce myself. I am Chidera and you are welcome to my channel. Thank you for staying till this moment. If you stayed till this time, please don't leave without subscribing to my channel. Like, why do you want to leave without subscribing to my channel? Please subscribe to my channel so that I post videos like this, and I'll see you in my next video. And I will soon start my blog. Once I start my blog, please, I want you guys to always go to my blogs and read up on my blog posts. Okay, I'll see you in my next video, and until then, I am Chidera. Bye for now.